Nigeria have represented criminality, evil, corruption, especially in Biafra land and against Biafra people. We have seen and witnessed several and thousands disappearances of Biafra people, where they are kept from Biafra land and taken to far away northern Nigeria, another part of Nigeria, and locked up, imprisoned, without trial, without any justification. And for that reason, the Biafra government will be taking a very decisive steps and decision today in order to bring that impunity to an end. On this note, I am moving a motion this afternoon without wasting your time, a motion to give 72 hours to the Nigeria state.
As it they hot, we've heard it. That video was actually stimulated by coming out to give the government, Nigerian government, 72 hours to do what? To release every Biafran that have been kidnapped and arrested by Nigerian government. So he gave them just 72 hours to do so. Else, the Biafran government will react. But I think I like guys all your views about this video. After watching this video, all your views, and I like guys to just enjoy the video.
My fellow cabinet members of the Biafra government, honorable ministers, head of department, I welcome all of you today. Without wasting your time, I would like to let every one of us here to know that the impunity of the Nigeria state is coming to an end by various decisions and various steps and measures that this government will take in order to protect, defend our land, protect our women and children, and our properties and lives. For this reason, Nigeria have represented anarchy, criminality, evil, corruption, especially in Biafra land and against Biafra people. We have seen and witnessed several and thousands disappearances of Biafra people, where they are kidnapped from Biafra land and taken to far away northern Nigeria, another part of Nigeria, and locked up, imprisoned, without trial, without any justification. And for that reason, the Biafra government will be taking a very decisive steps and decision today in order to bring that impunity to an end. On this note, I am moving a motion this afternoon without wasting your time, a motion to give 72 hours to the Nigeria terrorist state to return every single Biafran that has been kidnapped from Biafra land and taken to somewhere in the northern Nigeria and the southern, on the western Nigeria and beyond, for them to be returned back to Biafra land with immediate effect. In addition to this, failing to bring back any Biafran and all Biafran that have been kidnapped in the name of arrest or with whatever nomenclature, after 72 hours, we will evict every judges that is not from Biafra land, residing in Biafra land. We will also lock down the entire court that represent Nigeria. We are going to lock down the Court of Appeal, with the Judicial Court. We will lock down the Court of Appeal, Oka Judicial Court. We are also going to lock down the Court of Appeal, Enugu Judicial Division. We will lock down the Federal High Court in the entire Southeast to start with. After that, we will proceed to the South-South. We will also lock down the entire National Industrial Court in the entire Southeast and South-South comprising of Biafra. After this, we we will move to customary court. So anybody that is in this court and you are not a Biafran, you are serving, you are sent or posted to Biafra land to come to Biafra and preside over any case. Believe me, after the time that we are going to be voted for today, after that time elapses, your security will not be guaranteed. Our demand is very simple. From Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down to the lowest person must be transferred to Biafra land with immediate effect. We will begin to correct this impunity on the issue that when somebody is alleged to commit a crime, there is a jurisdiction. If you claim that somebody committed a crime in the southeast, as you have given them, the person must be tried in that jurisdiction in the southeast. Somebody cannot be abducted from the southeast, sent to northern Nigeria, where he will be denied access to justice, he will be denied access to lawyers, he will be denied access to everything. You lock the person up where the so-called crime were committed in a different region. That is ending today. The Biafra government will be voting on this particular issue I have mentioned. So, my fellow cabinet members, as a government, it is a priority for us to protect the interests of our people, to give them justice, fairness, equity, which Nigeria government have denied them. On this note, I move a motion to give 72 hours to every judges of the Court of Appeal in Owerri, every judges of the Court of Appeal in Oka, every judges of the Court of Appeal in Enugu Judicial Division, every judges of the Federal High Court in the Southeast and South-South, every judges of the National Industrial Court in the entire Southern region. If you support this motion that the Nigeria government is giving 72 hours to repatriate and return every Biafran that is being detained somewhere in the northern Nigeria and beyond. After 72 hours, these judges must vacate Biafra land with immediate effect. If you are for this motion, please, can we see your hands up? And the media team, can you put everybody on the screen so we can be able to see the hand before we go into our electronic voting that is not available at this point? Thank you.
Simon Ekpa is in charge in the southeast. Simon Ekpa determines what happens in the southeast. If you are yet to surrender, me, I have surrendered. I have given it up to Simon Ekpa. He is in charge. All these mumu where they walk up and down, where they call themselves governors of the southeast, they are not in charge. All those charlatans where they call themselves governors, they are not in charge. There is no point deceiving myself. I have surrendered to Simon Ekpa fully. He is in charge. He is the leader of the southeast. He determines what happens in the southeast. Whatever he says stands. Look at what Soludo did. The other day he went to the market and started embarrassing himself that he has ended Monday sit at home. Today what happened? The southeast witnessed the craziest, that is the most strict sit at home I've ever witnessed in my life. I'm in the east, I'm in Igbo land, and I'm telling you, Simon Ekpa is in charge. I can even argue that the federal government have given it up. They've surrendered. Just that they don't want to admit it publicly. That the pro-Biafran forces are the ones in charge in Igbo land. I concur with Asari Doku, but 100%. There is no point keeping Nnamdi Kanu in detention if the federal government cannot protect the lives and properties of the people of the southeast. Did you see what happened in Igbo, Oka South? Did you see what happened in Imo State? Did you see what happened in Enugu State? Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway. Did you see what happened there? Nigerian government is not in charge in the southeast. Let us not deceive ourselves. Nigerian government is not in charge in the southeast. The people in charge in the southeast are pro-Biafran forces. If you want to do something in the southeast and you are looking for the authentic authority to discuss with, it is better for you to find a way and discuss with Simon Ekpa. He is the leader of the southeast. He is the one in charge of the southeast. Nobody they breathe. First come, first collect. Nobody they breathe. Me too, I don't see believe. The recognized power and authority in the southeast is Simon Ekpa, as it stands today. When you discuss with any southeastern governor or all these Ohanes and Debo, you are doing that to your own detriment. The sit at home, Monday, Tuesday sit at home is the highest I've ever seen. And it is happening at a time when Governor Soludo is declaring that he has ended Monday sit at home. And this is happening. Nigeria federal government, you cannot protect lives and properties of the people in the southeast, and you are still holding them down the canoe. For how long will this continue? It is unfortunate.
Because I don't see the reasons why the Nigerian government are planning every possible way to tag IPOB as terrorist group. They've tried that, and I posted a video that where the military are now going after the founder of Biafra, yes, the founding father of Biafra. So they said that the man should be arrested. Why? Why are they tagging IPOB the terrorist group? Whereas we have Meti Allah, we have Asai Dokubo that is carrying weapon up and down, free. Like Dokubo started threatening military, but our military could not do anything. But our military can come out and be targeting IPOB for no reason. What did IPOB do? Nothing. IPOB have not done anything to this country. Not one thing that I can say that IPOB have done to this country. They are not finding a way to keep fighting this Biafra from happening, trying every possible means to distract the extension of Biafra, which I think their plans will continue to fail because Biafra agitation will keep on coming. If the government likes it or not, it must keep on coming. That's the promise. The current government. They've held down the can for 3 years, but yet it's not yet down. But I'd like you guys to every video watch in the comment section. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Welcome to this wonderful podcast. Inside Aluta, a gentleman no dey. A gentleman no dey. Inside Aluta, a gentleman no dey. Simon Ekpa has given ultimatum for a court of appeal to be shut down in Owerri. How can a court be giving an order contemporary to what the people saw? We are in a state whereby the court of the judiciary is corrupt, the government is corrupt, every sector of the government are corrupt. Someone was killed in Imo State, and there were individuals saying the person is an IPOB member. The person is an IPOB member. The person works for Simon Ekpa. The person, Simon Ekpa does that. Simon Ekpa does that. Why must every subject matter be Simon Ekpa? The person in question happens to be an Ogene music player. He plays Ogene, all this social cultural music, and was allegedly killed by the Nigerian army. Was spied by the Nigerian army, and the courts in return twisted the judgment. That is the situation we find ourselves in, this faulty contraption, in this faulty nation called Nigeria. Are you saying the people should not revolt against the judgment? The court of appeal has been shut down in Owerri. They were citing insecurity, but the truth of the matter is that it is not because of insecurity. It is because of the first verdict they gave out in ruling of the Ogene man who was allegedly spied by the Nigerian army. A government agency has alleged committed a crime. Now, the same, when the matter was being approached in court, the court said the man happens to be an unknown gunman. Must everybody be an unknown gunman? The question is, who are these unknown gunmen, and what is the plans of government to fish them out? Let me not bore you. You might be surprised that some politicians, some top politicians are the ones sponsoring this unknown gunmen to discredit the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of the freedom fighters. Yes, it is possible They are the one sponsoring this unrest, the killing across the southeastern states. So that all focus will be that Kanu is the one causing this unrest. Mazda Kanu is the one causing this havoc in the southeast. Mazda Kanu has come out countless times to say, let me go and I will put an end to insecurity in the southeast. And those who is bent on keeping Mazda Kanu there knows fully well that if today Mazda Kanu comes out of the incarceration, he will put an end to it, and that is why they don't want to release him. You think you can fool everybody, you cannot continue to fool the entire people. The Ogene man was allegedly killed by the Nigerian army. And when the matter was being taken to court, the court had to twist the matter. And you say the people should not revolt and shut down the Court of Appeal. The people will shut it down. And more courts in Nigeria might be shut down if the courts cannot interpret the law. The court, they say, is the last hope of the common man. When an average man is being cheated or is being cheated, where he or she finds justice, finds hope, finds remedy, should be the court. But rather, in Nigeria, reverse is the case. Politicians are now using judges as houseboys and errand boys. As houseboys and errand boys. Politicians even dictate to some judges what to say. Because the people saw those that orchestrated the killing of this Ogene singer in Imo State. And now Samuel Ekpa has given an ultimatum for the court to be shut down indefinitely in Imo State. When the judiciary lacks respect, this is the outcome of it. The judiciary will now become a thing of mockery. Because the people you claim you want to give justice to are no longer interested in your justice. At every slightest unrest in Southeast, the IPOB and the Biafrans are fingered. Rather, some people who are the main people causing this issue are working freely in every nooks and corners of the country. And these persons are even working for the government. And now you say the people will not revolt. The people will continue to revolt. The people will continue to revolt. If the people does not revolt, it shows justice will never be served. We have plenty judges in Nigeria who are not in line with the current judicial system. They are being bankrolled by some politicians. We saw how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was let go. The court has given him that Mazi Kanu is free, but rather the judicial system has refused to let him go. Is that a judicial system someone can trust? Is that a judicial system working for the interests of the common man on the street? Is that the judiciary that can interpret the laws of the country and then without adding sentiments into it? This Owerri Court of Appeal that has been shut down, it will serve as deterrent to the rest of the courts and to other judges who are fraudulent, who worship money over justice. If not for the fact that people have seen what really happened to this young man. Tomorrow they might say the man was being killed by some individuals. But the main culprits of this man killer are working freely. For how long? Why would you in the first place deploy checkpoints across the whole southeast as if the southeast has become a war zone? Even the north, where bandits are buying people on daily basis, you cannot see such checkpoints just because of the hatred you have for this region. We've seen the checkpoints across every nooks and crannies. But the question is, how long can we continue like this? For how long can the people continue like this? If if the court is not shut down today, so that it will send signal to the president that the people are tired and ready, they might continue to do and undo. They might continue to take the people for granted. They might continue to take the people as slaves in their own region. But thank God the people are waking up and say we cannot continue with all this. We cannot continue with the deceit. We cannot continue with these lies. We cannot continue with this falsehood. We tag as one Nigeria. Before I started this broadcast, I said every sector, every government sector in the country is corrupt and they are being controlled by politicians. You think Mazina Bikanu, why in detention? Do you think who are those holding him? Is the politicians? 80% of the Igbo politicians and 20% of the other tribe that don't want Nigeria to divide because they've seen Nigeria as a PLC where they make their own money. They've seen Nigeria as a limited liability company whereby at every interval they'll go to bank and get their money. That is why they don't want Nigeria to part ways. Because if Nigeria part ways today, they know the implication of what it is. And that is why they are doing everything possible to keep Mazin Amdekanu in detention. They are doing everything possible to keep him there. And some selfish individuals are still eating praise on them. Mazin Amdekanu would not is not the problem of Nigeria. The problem of Nigeria has started a very long time ago, where there is injustice, where some tribes are superior than the other tribes, and that will consume every Nigerians. Madam Kanu might be the one to even lead the revolution. But listen to me and listen good. The people are tired of one Nigeria. And when Salon Lugard and his wife amalgamated the Southern and the Northern Protectorate in 1914, there was a clause that after 100 years, if you cannot live together, let every region go their separate ways. Before now, we practice regional system of government, confederalism, where every region control their resources. That is what Mazin is fighting for. And let every region, but to the Fulani man, he sees it as division of one Nigeria. And to some individuals, sees it as division of one Nigeria. One Nigeria is not working, and one Nigeria will never work. Those who say one Nigeria is working might be the politicians. Yes, those who say one Nigeria is working are the politicians. because it's working for them. They are looting the treasury of people. They are embezzling funds which belongs to the people, and it will continue to work for them. But for the masses, is it working for us? No. Why don't you rather support the people, the freedom fighters, fighting for the interest of the common man? And before I end this broadcast, even President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while in exile in 1994, during the Nadeko struggle, he said he made it clear himself that he does not believe in one Nigeria. From 1994 to date now, what has changed? Why has the president believed in one Nigeria? Because he has become a senator, he was a governor, and he's still the godfather of Lagos politics, and currently he is the president. So why would he believe in one Nigeria? But those who oppose the one Nigeria will be sent to jail. Those who oppose the one Nigeria has been sent to exile. So shutting down of the court will serve as deterrent to other lawyers that injustice will not give a better development to any society. And it is high time we need to put an end to injustice and organize this country so every regions can go their separate ways. Thank you for watching this podcast.